Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends at Gameology, hosted by MoonlightCrew.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less.
Splendor is a game that took the gaming world by storm. We were at a convention here last summer, and there was a spontaneous Splendor tournament that was not planned. And so it was that good because it had come on the scene after all the tournaments had been planned for that convention. This is a very, very simple resource management set collection game. The resources that you are collecting or managing are gems. People always talk about how great the components of Splendor are because they're actual poker chips. So if you had them, you could stack them the same way you do poker chips. So people always say that. So yeah, you're collecting gems in order to buy cards, and that's where the set collection comes in. The cards also have gems, which then help you purchase higher cost cards. The cost is right here, and those have points on them. So the first person to 15 points signals game end, and then it goes around until everyone has an equal number of turns. So if the player that went last at the first turn gets 15, then the game's over and they win. So yeah, you're collecting these. You can get bonuses. Very simple, simple game. Simplicity versus complexity, Tom.
As you've said, simple game. This game isn't too hard. There's a finite number of rules, very easy to learn. I'd say along the lines of Ticket to Ride in how it's an entry-level game,
Yep.
A gateway game. I mean, the strategy's got some depth to it, but there's not a lot of complexity here.
No, you can take gems on your turn. You can get a card with your gems. You can reserve a card. That's it. You've got 3 options that you can do in your turn, and so very simple in rules. I would agree.
But when it comes to luck versus strategy, as I said a little bit earlier, there's a strategic depth to this game despite its simplicity. It's also very tactical, as you got to roll with the punches as people pick up cards that you wanted and that you could have purchased. And now you have to find a different tactic that you're going to use this turn. Whereas there's strategic depth in that you have a goal to aim for, and you can sort of look at the board and assess what would be the most viable card to purchase, and if you should go for one bonus or another or none at all. And so there's a lot of different ways to go about this. And do you go for the higher cost and higher yield point cards in the third tier, or do you try to get the easier cards and try to garner a bonus faster? So a lot of deep strategy. Although I think it's got its elements of luck. When someone when you really need a green card and there aren't any, and then it's your turn, and you pick up a card, and a green card replaces it, and someone else picks it up, and you can't get one for your life, and you're just like,
Super
of all the luck. And so there is an element of luck. Don't get me wrong. There, it's not chess, but it has deep strategy.
Yeah, I would agree. It is lucky. There are plenty of games where only one person is able to get the whites, and you really need whites. It's super frustrating, but then you just have to, like Tom said, come up with a different strategy then, because you're not getting the whites, so you've got to figure something out. But I would say this game is very, very strategic. There hasn't been one game where it hasn't been silent. So we set up the game and we're talking, and then once the game starts, it's silent. You are focused in the game. Still only a 30-minute game. If it's just Tom and I, we can play it in 15 minutes even. So it's real quick, but still, you're just so focused in what do I need to do now so I can get to this long-term goal, so I can, so you're just juggling a lot of things, even though it's simple. And that's what I really appreciate about the strategy, is that it's not this huge, big old fat game, but yet there is tons of strategy in this game. So,
albeit that it does get pretty quiet when we play this game, when it comes to fun versus boring, this is not a boring game.
No.
This is fun. Whenever I play it, I enjoy myself. And it's funny because when our friend was trying to get us to play this at a store, he was like, look at the components, they're so cool. Gems. And I was like, ooh, gems, yeah, so cool. And then, as soon as he turns back, I was like, let's get out of here. And we ran away.
We like theme. This just didn't bleed with it.
Yeah,
so
this
we
is
were
not.
like,
This doesn't really lead with theme.
Yeah.
I meant to say lead. By the way, I heard that she said bleed, and I said lead, and it sounds like a mistake, but they both make sense.
No.
Anyway, this is super fun. Like I said, it gets quiet, but it's because it's intense. Because I've got that tension of like, who's going to take the card I want? Is it still going to be there? Should I reserve it? There's all sorts of just really good decisions to make in this game, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it is super fun. It is also anxiety-inducing a little bit, and I've talked about my anxiety, but It's a good kind. I'm able to control it, so it's not too bad, but or it's not bad at all. But it is that like, oh my goodness, I really need that card. Don't take it. Don't take it. Take it. Oh, good, I didn't take it. Or so yeah, I think it's super fun, even though it does get quiet, like we said. On BGG, I would give the ratings is for BoardGameGeek.com. I would give it a 7. It's a solid game. I guess I'm not usually one to suggest it, but I will always play it, and I'm always willing to play it when someone else votes it in. I'm never upset that I have to play it. Tom?
I would give this a 10. Solid. I always want to play. If someone were to say to me, Tom, would you like to play Splendor? I would say, yes, I would. I suggest it often.
Yes, I would.
I would say that. I suggest it often. I never turned it down. I want to play. Somebody wants to play twice. Yeah, I'll play it twice. Like it's that kind of fast, easy, fun game that I would want to play. Definitely a 10.
So like we mentioned earlier, once we get to 500, we're now going to change it. Every 500, we're going to do a giveaway, and right now they're going to be glitter paintings. In the future, it could be a game or two. So every 500 subscribers, so that if you watch this and we already have lots and lots of subscribers, every 500, we are going to give away a painting or a game. So please subscribe and tell all your friends that you can win a Molly original, a glitter painting of your favorite superhero icon. This is Splendor. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.